On behalf of all Penn State fans out there, from the bottom of our hearts, please know that the actions of James Franklin covering a 20.5-point spread with literally 4 seconds left to go in the game do not represent the community that is Happy Valley. So please, know how heartfelt and how serious we are when we say that we apologize to absolutely fucking nobody. Suck on it long and hard. You think James Franklin, when all he has is against a spread against these shitty non-conference teams, is going to let up? Hell no. We compete in all 4 quarters. Suck it. That's how we roll. Welcome to Making Bread and Buttering Hose. I am the mongoose. And to my right, ladies and gentlemen, gracing us with his presence from South Philly, he's so icy the World Economic Forum tries to show him off for climate change. 4K can't contain the swag he has. He punts the pussy like the San Diego State punter. Like I said, straight from South Philly, America's favorite degenerate gambler, Salbaps.
I mean, is that not like, if I was a UFC fighter and that was my intro, would you fight me?
I
mean,
no.
That's like a straight up like
no
UFC intro to come out to. And if you're like already out there and you're waiting and you hear that, like, would you fight me?
I would not fight you.
I mean, even if like I can't fight. I mean, I've never even been in a fight, which is hysterical. But like, would you fight me? No,
absolutely not. I would just give up automatically.
If I was in the ring and someone that was their intro, I'm fucking saying I have COVID.
Why are you holding your mic right now? There's literally a giant stand for it. Okay,
I was turning to you.
Do you like the white microphone covers, by the way?
They're awesome. We're staying with them.
I bought them for you because you're always spitting on my microphone. So this
Am I?
Yeah, a little bit. You like to, you like to spit on it, but hey, it is what it is. You are the man with a girlfriend. So unlike the Navy football of dating over here. So
I like the San Diego punter thing. That was for anyone who caught that.
He punts the pussy like the San Diego State punter. I actually had a whole spiel here. I fucked it up. I was gonna say I am the mongoose, but you can just call me Goose. Call me the Amish Motel 6 because I'll plow you out doggy with or without the lights on. And much like 1990 Magic Johnson, I'll do it with or without a rubber on. Thought that was pretty good. What do you think about that?
It was kind of funny.
Would you fight me if you?
Yes, I would still fight you. Yes,
100%.
Yes,
Salbaps,
that doesn't scare me.
How the hell are you doing?
I'm good, man. I mean, week 1 was cool. I mean, we got to see a lot of things, know some stuff about some of these teams. I mean, we had a winning week pick wise.
Yeah.
For anyone out there who is, like I say, fade or tail, it's up to you. But we did, as a show, collectively go 9-4. I am wearing the money chain this week because I did have the better record than Goose, going 4-2,
3-3. So I was right there.
But back to James Franklin, how fucking awesome was that?
It was pretty great. And listen,
I mean, how awesome is that when you bet a team and there's no reason for them to run a play and they score a touchdown to cover? That's the best part of gambling. It's better than heroin. It's better than anything in the world. Not that I've done heroin, but I'm sure it's fucking awesome. But this is better.
Yeah, listen, this is what this guy does. He destroys, like I said, his against the spread record is like 82%, okay, in non-conference play.
Dude, he had to know. Like, there's no reason to run a play. He had to know.
He plays shitty teams, and he destroys them. And then that way, when he loses to Michigan, Ohio State every year, he can go, oh, well, my against the spread record.
I went 10-2 and covered.
Anybody who's out there, and they're like, oh, my God, I can't believe that he did this. This guy's been doing this. Take it from a Penn State diehard fan. This guy's been doing this for literally 10 years. Like, this is why we bet them. Okay, because we know that I knew that Alar was going to put points up, and then Prabula is probably going to be the starting quarterback for Rutgers next year with Soraka, so he has a lot to prove. So yeah, suck on it. I don't care if it was a bad beat. You should have listened to our fucking show.
It's not a fucking. It's a great cover. It's a great cover. Fuck bad beats. Bad beats aren't real. They're bad bets.
It is what it is. But
it is what it is.
That's why you need to watch our show, because I have all the fucking Penn State plays. Moving on here, Salbaps, I made some money here on my Mara options play. I'm a degenerate options trader.
You are.
Still, a lot of people tapped out from, the COVID era, and they're not really trading there. But this guy, because he's a rebel, he doesn't fucking listen to the rules, made some money the other day on my Mara puts.
You did. I was happy for you.
Hopefully the market takes a shit. So this is a new segment that we're introducing called Calls and Puts. Salbaps, I'm putting a call on the fucking Pac-12. If you remember my spiel from last year, I said they were all woke and that the conference wasn't going to exist anymore. Newsflash.
Part of that is true.
Still pretty fucking woke. Conference is actually literally not going to exist, but they are going to go out on top because this is probably the best Pac-12 that we've seen since the Matt Leinart, Reggie Bush era.
It's incredible, this league.
13-0. Washington can put points on anybody. Michael Penix and Kalen DeBoer are just absolutely just butt-fucking everybody in sight. USC is an all-star team, literally. Oregon State. They are actually my sleeper pick to beat USC this year. They almost did it last year at home. Oregon State now with By the way, can we give a little grace to DJU at quarterback there now that we see how shitty Clemson still is?
Clemson fucked up big. Real big. He was not the problem. This was a disaster for Clemson, and Dabo Sweeney has now been put into my fake fucking coaches club,
okay.
Which we'll get into.
We'll get into that. Okay, I like that. Utah rolls Florida at home without Cam Rising at quarterback. 5-star Donnie Moore shows up at UCLA, looks absolutely legit. And then Salbaps, I think we're going to get into this, maybe in a little bit, but Colorado is fucking unreal. Deion Sanders is the truth. He's the truth.
If you look in Steele's book, he literally called for them to maybe win like 3 or 4 games at tops. Mm-hmm. And that's just wrong. Look, this guy's different than other coaches. He has that not that they're the same person or anything, but he has that and I know this is NFL, but he has that Mike Tomlin thing where it's he's such a cool players coach that his gig is getting players who just want to be dogs and just they want to just be complete dogs out there.
We coming.
They literally have dog patches for dog players on his team.
On defense, yeah. The L leaders and dogs.
That format is a winning format. Over a dork with a computer using analytics to run plays. It doesn't that shit's stupid.
Yeah.
It's football. This isn't a fucking computer game. It's football, and Colorado is fucking kicking ass right now. And it's not like TCU sucks either.
Right.
And that was a true road game. That was this team went into TCU's home stadium. This team was in the national championship fucking game.
Yeah.
And wins outright.
Yeah. It was
as a 21-point dog.
Impressive as can be. I know you're buying some puts here, Salbaps. Who are you buying puts on?
So I'm buying puts on basically the Big Ten. None of these teams looked impressive to me, in any way, shape, or form. I know Penn State covered, and it was bullshit. It was bullshit, but they didn't actually impress me. I would argue that if Singleton was never born, they'd win that game by a touchdown. So I don't
Penn
really
State
think
got moved by the West Virginia offensive line.
I do not think that it was the greatest week 1, but it's week 1. Ohio State looked fucking terrible.
Right.
Ryan Day without a top 5 quarterback in college football is very average. It's pathetic. They have one of the best wide receiving core in the country.
Yeah.
How does Harrison Jr. have 2 fucking catches in a game?
I don't know.
25 every fucking. It's disgusting.
I don't know how that's
Michigan
possible.
looked bad, but we can argue that Harbaugh's not there. Probably a little bit more effort given if Harbaugh is there. I still think it shouldn't matter given who they played.
Yeah.
And Michigan State, their offense came alive late, but they didn't impress me, and I'm a Michigan State fan.
Right. Carter looked good at running back. Defense is somewhat
There
nasty.
were some positives to
Kim
them.
is the second worst quarterback in the Big Ten, though.
He's not great. I don't think he's the second worst. I think some of their play calling is really bad.
Name me 2 quarterbacks that are...
He might be. But I'm not going to go there yet, and I'm not hyping them up because they're my team. I just, I have their head coach in my fake coaches club. I just think that their play calling's bizarre.
Bizarre, to say the least.
And he kind of, it was his first fucking start. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to see what happens.
Illinois almost
They play
lost to Toledo.
Washington next week, and we'll see what happens.
They're going to get destroyed. Absolutely just...
Well, that's why we're putting puts on the Big Ten. That's why we're doing it. I mean, they're not good. I mean, for all the shit that Big Ten fans talk, they're always like, oh, they always get into it with SEC fans on Twitter.
Is there a worse
And they're like, oh, we're just as good. But, like, they never win. And we live in Big Ten country. We're not like people in, like, Mobile, Alabama, like talking shit on the Big Ten. We live in the Big Ten. They're not fucking good. Illinois was awful.
Yeah,
Northwestern's the worst team in besides Navy I've seen all week.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with you that Northwestern is definitely the worst Power 5 team going out there. Obviously, reeling from the firing of Pat Fitzgerald. That's what happened.
Well, you know what? I don't even think it would have fucking mattered. They're that bad. They're that bad. He's not this genius coach. Like, they've only really won a couple years.
I disagree there, but I'm also going to buy some puts here, Salbaps. I am buying some puts on the SEC. Down goes LSU. Now, do I think that LSU had 300 yards of offense that first half?
Well, they were winning that game at halftime.
They were winning that game at halftime.
And they left 20 points on the board.
They didn't step on the throat of Florida State. And Florida State, utilizing the transfer portal, yes, Dabo Swinney, you can actually go in the portal and literally pull, 6 guys. By the way, talk about Michigan State. How good did Keon Coleman look?
My question is, you pay a coach $95 million. How does that kid leave your program?
How does Keon Coleman leave your program? When you have what you do at quarterback, how does Peyton Thorne leave your program? Is Sparty an 8-win team if those guys are there? I think they are.
Absolutely, dude. Yeah, because you have a stable quarterback who I would say is top 5 in the Big Ten, and then you have a receiver that's dynamic and was shitting on SEC caliber corners and safeties like it was nothing.
Yeah.
He even got hurt in the first half, and it didn't even matter. Like, he hurt himself and still played and kicked ass. This guy, it's crazy, man. I mean, Michigan State, like, is so dysfunctional. They've been dysfunctional, like, pretty much our whole life. This is what they do. I mean, it's Michigan State football, dude. That's what it is. But this doesn't surprise any Sparty fan at all. Like, none.
For the SEC, for LSU to lose.
Like, I knew he was going to kill it. Like, I knew that Coleman would kill it. I knew it.
For the SEC to lose the way that they did, for LSU to go in there in a marquee game against Florida State and just take an absolute slobber knocking, as good old JR would say, it's just a really bad precedent for the league. It's really bad, obviously, for the image. But we know that all the SEC homers are out there, and that in the grand scheme of things, this really probably doesn't mean shit, especially if LSU doesn't win the West. But I will say that SEC, to have as weak of a schedule as they did in week 1, and your one marquee game to have LSU there, and you get absolutely steamrolled, really bad look. This week, Ole Miss going to Tulane, play Tulane there, the Green Wave that we talked about last week a little bit.
One of my favorite teams in college football.
Watch out for Tulane. I was really impressed by that win over South Alabama. I know South Alabama, that sounds like a retarded school. Like, who the hell gives a shit? South Alabama is a really good squad. Their head coach there.
They're in bowl games constantly.
That head coach is going to be in a Power 5 conference real soon. Really impressive win. Are you buying a call here, Salbaps? You feeling like a bull? Who you buying a call on?
We got to take the ACC, man. I mean, we gotta, right?
You have to. Is Mike Elko not the best defensive coach in the country? Deion's great. What Deion is doing is incredible.
No, it's Elko. He's insane.
Deion's utilizing the transfer portal. Mike Elko is literally at Duke, where kids are literally having to still do their homework. The professor told quarterback Riley Leonard to basically eat a dick.
Who literally is going to go in the first round of the draft.
Going to be a first-round draft pick. Professor,
I would not do that homework assignment.
Yeah.
I would not do it.
I'd be like, yo, bro.
I wouldn't do it.
I just beat Clemson.
Yeah, I mean, like, dude, that's the thing about Duke football. It's like, if it was a basketball player, they'd 100% like not. They would just like give the kid a C. But like,
for sure,
even though it's like it's Duke football, they're like, even though like they're up and coming and were good last year, and this is like great for their program.
Yeah,
it just shows you how much like no matter how good they get or what they do, basketball will always fucking matter more at Duke than it does football.
Who else you liking in the
Like, do you think if that was fucking Jason Tatum at Duke, do you really think that he would have to do that homework?
No, absolutely not.
It's like there's no way. Dude.
Yeah. Who else you liking in the ACC here, Salbaps?
I mean, the whole league, other than Clemson, man, was good. I mean, Pitt won their game. I know it was a cupcake, but they looked good. Only gave up 7 points.
North Carolina beats South Carolina.
Went in
another
and covered.
SEC loss.
Yeah.
SEC had 2 legitimate games, lost both of them.
I mean, NC State won their game, didn't cover, but still won outright.
UConn is actually a legit team.
UConn looked fucking awesome.
Yeah.
They're defensively sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, dude, look. You have a league here that a lot of people overlook. And, I mean, we know I have Pitt as one of my future bets at over 7 wins. Only 6 more to go to push that.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I mean, we got teams here. Florida State, North Carolina. I mean, I think Clemson will rebound a little bit. I don't think they're like the worst team ever. I do think that they'll hit the lab a little bit and fix their offense a little bit. I don't think they're as film. Film. They're gonna hit the lab, fix some shit.
Yeah,
because that was beyond unacceptable for the program. I mean, it was. So I do think they'll hit the film room and fix a little bit of their offense. It was a very bad showing for this offense. So I do think they will. And they're defensively sound. I mean, they didn't really break until the end of the game, really. I mean, for as good as Riley Leonard is and Duke, I mean, they didn't really exactly light it up either.
Yeah, nevertheless, ACC looking good. Pac-12 looking good. The powerhouses, so to speak. Big Ten, SEC, kind of screwed the pooch here first week 0, week 1. Salbaps, I know you want to get to it here. You're itching at the bit. Let's give it a little bit of an FFCC, fake fucking coaches club update.
Dabo Swinney, he's in. But the major news is because of this incredible, slimy, grimy cover by Franklin, he has stepped down from the fake fucking coaches club. He's out. He's not president. He is now gone. He's out the door. He's into the real coaches area.
Blasphemy right now. You're taking James Franklin out of the fake fucking coaches club.
Because
I will not have it as a Penn State fan.
Anybody that did what he did deserves to not be in that club.
He's been doing this for 10 years, okay?
That was incredible what he did with 4 seconds to go.
I'll tell you what's incredible. When he gets Penn State to where we fucking belong, winning national championships.
I mean, dude,
he ain't going to do it.
I mean, you rank fucking 6 in the country. I mean, it's not like he's...
Yeah, behind Michigan and Ohio State.
Well, that might fucking change because they don't look too good either.
Well,
so, look, he's gone for now. Like I said with this club, the door is always open. You can always come back.
That door is...
He can be like Bob Iger at Disney where he resigned and then he came back and he's in charge again, right?
Well,
it's possible.
That's because Disney literally is imploding and stock is down like 80% in the past 2 months, so...
I'm just saying, Franklin could take his role back as president. I have to honor and respect what he did because it was our boss cock lock, which matters. Is our most confident play.
Your mic should be like that. There you go. This kid here driving me crazy. There you go. A little more. You gotta angle the shaft. You know what I mean?
Well, you're better than that than me, apparently. So, look, this guy's
lived in
out.
LA for over 12 years.
This guy's out. Dabo's in. That's about it for now. Everyone else is in there. Mel Tucker's still fake. Sark is still fake because Texas didn't even look that great. I mean, this is a game they should have scored. We talked about this weeks ago. How did they didn't even play Manning in the game, did they?
Barely. I didn't catch eyes on it for the
he didn't even
half,
fucking play. They kept Ewers in, and he did not impress. I mean, at all. And now they're going on the road to Alabama, which fucking he's gonna lose, so he's gonna stay in the club when the whole Texas is back shit. I can never stop hearing that. I fucking can't stand it.
All right, let's move on here. Salbaps, FFCC, as he says, the door is always
open.
Always open. swinging.
The new president is Mel Tucker because he's paid $95 million.
Wait, actually, can I just add somebody who we know that he's not a good coach, but I have to bring
You
him
can nominate them to me, and I will decide if they're in the club. Who are you nominating?
I would like to nominate Butch Jones crying on the sideline.
How insane was that?
73 to nothing
You
against
can't
Oklahoma.
fucking cry in week 1. You can't cry in front of the team.
Literally, the dude
What's he crying about? Did he actually expect to compete? Like, what is he upset about?
I think he's crying that he's just that horrible of a human being, that he lets those young men down, that they are literally about to go home.
No one
quit
on that
football.
roster thought they were winning that game. It's a prostitution game. They get paid to go there, get their ass kicked, and then fucking leave. How do you not know that? Like, doesn't he know this?
I think there was maybe 2 kids in Arkansas State who actually believed that they could win. So maybe.
I mean, you know that it's a prostitution game. They get money to go to Oregon to get killed, and they get money for it.
Yeah.
If anyone doesn't know that, that's how it works. Like, this is why the SEC does this. And that was, that's a different league we were just talking about. But like,
basically,
the
you're
SEC
saying
does
Butch,
this.
Butch Jones is a pimp, and he was crying because his whore got killed.
No, I don't think he even understands. I think he's oblivious to the situation.
Okay.
The school needs money. That's why they're playing Power 5 schools. They get killed and they get paid for it. I don't know how people don't know this. This is why the SEC is like an empire, because they do this. They play these fucking shitty teams. They pay them to go there to beat them by 50 to get ranked up higher. So if they lose one game in league play, they'll still say they're playoff contention teams.
Yeah.
That's what you do. They're prostitution games. They're prostitution. Butch Jones is fucking in the club. He's a joke. I've never liked him. He's a terrible coach. I know Clay Travis dogged him his entire tenure down there in Knoxville. I mean, the dude is just not liked. He's not well liked.
Garbaggio.
He's in a club. Fuck him.
All right. So moving on here, Salbaps, another new segment. We are calling this Cringe Right, Woke Left. Salbaps, I got a screenshot here. So let's just set the landscape here. Let's just paint it with a little brush here. So basically, Dave Portnoy was doing a pizza review like he always does.
I'm sure most of you have seen it. It went super viral. Literally got attacked on a public street in Boston, his own hometown, by this dude at, what was it called? Dragon Breath? Dragon Pizza. And he was just freaking out on Portnoy, and you could tell like there was something personal going on there. It wasn't just, him doing the pizza review, because Portnoy literally has helped, thousands of small businesses, done so much for, especially the pizza community. This is it was one of the most incredible videos, because like there was so much shit happening at once.
Yeah.
Like this guy just unprovokedly attacking Portnoy when he's actually trying to help his business. Yeah. And then there's like this Dom of the Year guy comes up, steals the show. There's like nurses coming in, grabbing pizza, like, oh, my boyfriend's going to be so jealous that I saw this. But another woman, it was like Grand Theft Auto. It was like fucking nonstop.
Yeah, but freaking out on Portnoy and, bringing up the New York Times articles and, all these like bullshit propaganda leftist, and this pizza owner, clearly a leftist lunatic, freaking out on Portnoy, who literally was going to give him a decent score even though the pizza sucked, and then just absolutely just fucked over his business, and is now making t-shirts about the drawing this guy made about Portnoy just getting the last laugh. But it just an absolute just sorry ass situation. But this is where the cringe right comes in. So you have the woke left do something retarded like that.
Hold on, I'm not done with that yet. That was that fucking guy coming out in a Star Wars t-shirt. Wow. It's grown radical leftist men are like the most whack humans to exist. And we're not like right wingers or anything, but like they live in Candyland. Like coming out in a Star Wars shirt when you're 60 years old, 3 sizes too small, quoting New York Times when like everyone knows New York Times is like a bunch of 23-year-old like Ithaca grads that are just like radical leftists saying that Portnoy does nothing for small business. He literally did more for small business than the federal government over COVID.
To be fair, as someone who lived in Hollywood, I knew a lot of 6-year-olds in Star Wars shirts, but that's because they literally worked on Star Wars. So
yeah, this is a guy who runs a mythical pizza place called Dragon fucking Pizza, which as an Italian is a disgrace if your fucking pizza shop is not called like some kind of Italian name, like Joe and Mary's or fucking Paolo's or Gino's or Lorenzo. Like you're fucking called Dragon Pizza.
Yeah.
Like that. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
He deserves all of it. And the best part about it is Portnoy isn't even like a right. They're so left that they think Portnoy is like Hitler.
Yeah.
He's literally just a dude that is a capitalist who made a lot of money with his business.
Yeah. He's definitely.
He's never championed for any presidential candidate that I can remember.
So this is what the left does. They have something, super woke like that. But this is what the right does. Just so cringe. This is Mike Chernovich here on Twitter. And he said, and I quote, "A middle-aged man who wears platform shoes got into a public argument with a fat pizza parlor owner." Number one, does Portnoy wear platform shoes? Because I met him in LA and he did not wear platform shoes.
No.
Maybe he does sometimes.
He gets a little flashy sometimes, like he does
like platform shoes though, like I don't know. I
don't know if there's any truth to that. Okay. I don't know.
That's not funny or epic. It's pathetic. It shows a vapid life without any meaning beyond a clown show act for alcoholic gamblers. Talking about us, Salbaps, even though I'm sober.
I'm sober as well.
Who watch sports instead of raise children. Now, let me just say, number one, I'm all about fucking families. I'm all about people being in relationships. I think that when people are in love, that brings out the best qualities in us as humans. That's a noble and good thing. I would hope the whole world would be in love. It would be a more peaceful place. Children are great. They are a blessing. I would hope that everyone who is able to would have children. Having said that, what the fuck, Mike Chernovich? You literally just took something that had like you just took it 5 layers up from what it actually was. This was a woke leftist fucking douchebag yelling at Portnoy just because he jerks off to the New York Times.
Yeah, I mean, it was unprovoked. What are you supposed to do? Not defend yourself?
Yeah.
I mean, Portnoy didn't do anything wrong. He was literally reviewing the pizza, and the guy came out and attacked him. And this is why the right loses. They're just a bunch of prep school pussies that like are afraid to get controversial and confrontational.
Yeah.
And they want to live in like their safe suburban world with their fucking retarded friends and their fantasy football leagues and just sit there and watch like Sean Hannity and just go about their day and keep losing and losing and losing and losing. There's no reason to go after Portnoy in that situation. Now, the right is so bad at this, where the left, they will rally around everything. Like if this was the opposite way, like fucking LeBron James in the NBA would be talking about it.
Yeah.
Like the right doesn't ever do this and they lose. They just lose.
I got more here for you. This is actually college football specifically related. I was dozing off trying to get my Hawaii team over 27.5 during Stanford in Hawaii. And literally as they're doing like this like weird overlay shots of like, the scenic ocean waves, the announcers are like, once again, every fucking game, they talked about how the clock keeps running, after first downs now. And these fucking must be woke left announcers literally said that the clock keeping on running was for player safety. Literally with a straight face, they said that.
You lived in the nice weather in the West Coast. Is it just like why are these people like this?
It literally makes you soft.
What is it? Like, does it just like make
makes you soft?
So like these tough ass winters that we go through just makes me like a fucking gangster, I guess. Like,
yeah, the winters make you tough and ugly, and the sunshine makes you soft and pretty. Is basically, and LA is just fucking beautiful.
I mean, what the fuck? That's not the reason that they did this. I mean, they did this because what Chip Kelly said.
Right, Chip Kelly.
Which is they want more advertisement. Like this is very simple. I don't think do you people not realize The entire goal of the elites in this country, whether that's ad companies, fucking anything, the goal is to suck all the money out of this fucking carcass that's left of a country before we all have to stay here while they all live on Mars. Do you not understand? Do they not get it?
Yeah. What was that movie? Elysium or
yeah,
whatever?
like
Matt Damon.
The whole point is to suck it dry, get the fuck out of here, and leave us here with like AOC as our queen.
Yeah, I do love how Chip Kelly, though, like you said, literally called out in his halftime interview.
He's right.
For what it is. He's like, I hope you guys are making a lot of money off these ads. By the way, Timmy Chang, head coach here for Hawaii, he only makes $500,000 a year as the head coach at Hawaii. Salbaps, are you aware that Hawaii is literally the most expensive place to live in the country? Like, I have this question for you. Where's he fucking bring recruits over to? His 2-bedroom apartment?
Well, that's why they suck, man. That's why they're not good.
I mean, they are improving.
They're improving, but like they're 0-2 and didn't cover last week and
covered week 1 though.
Covered week 1, but you know, how real is week 1 in anything? You know, it's like saying the first game of baseball matters.
It's like going on a first date and killing it. And does it really matter? Because third date, she gonna be gone, you know, sucking not your dick.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, it doesn't matter. I mean, it really doesn't. I mean, consistency is key. But yeah, I mean, if you're Hawaii, what's your recruiting pitch? Oh, come here, like, and do what? Live on this island with fucking volcanoes and fires? Like, what do you, like,
I mean, there's, if you looked in the shots of that crowd, there was some hot chicks in that, like, there's a lot of hot chicks who just go to Hawaii to, you know, get a degree and, you know, get dick, so... I mean, it ain't.
That's every college though in the country.
Yeah,
it is. I mean, let's be real. I mean, that even East Stroudsburg, that even happened.
Are you seriously? Hold up! I am flagging you. You've just been flagged.
I'm telling you that's nothing new. Like, it's not like, oh, I'm going. Like, every girl does that. Like, they go to school.
You literally just compared East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania girls. 2 girls who go to the University of Hawaii.
I didn't mean it like that.
Sure sounded like that. All right, buddy, redeem yourself. Salbaps, give us your pick 6.
Okay, so 4-2 last week with our Mike Leach play hitting and our Bosscock lock hitting, putting the show at 9-5 total. Me personally going 4-2. I am rolling with Kansas State -17 against Troy. I think Kansas State's super underrated. No one's talking about them. They won by 50 points last week. Played a cupcake. Troy's a little bit, you know, they're not the worst fucking program in the country.
Improved. They're improved.
They are improved. So this is a play that will be a 1-unit wager. It's nothing crazy, but I do think there's value in Kansas State. They are a good team. They have the second best odds to win the conference, and no one's talking about this.
Okay.
So I'm going with Kansas State -17. I am taking the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. They are fucking good. They got a great quarterback, a lot of experience, 2 good running backs. They look humongous when I see them play. They look bigger than every fucking team. Their strength and conditioning, I don't know what you were telling me about before.
He got fired.
But whoever the fuck is in there is, these dudes are just, they're big. They're all big. I wasn't impressed with NC State, even though we hyped up the ACC. That doesn't mean everybody's fucking gross. I do think that Notre Dame can win this game by more than a touchdown. They're a good football team, and I'm not even. Do I like Notre Dame? Do I ever rep them?
No, you hate Notre Dame.
I hate Notre Dame,
as do I.
I am a Catholic, and I hate Notre Dame. That's how real I am. It's like, that's how real I am. I hate the Pope, but I hate Notre Dame.
Well, the Pope blows. This Pope is fucking communist.
Yes,
Fuck
he's
him.
a psychopath.
Suck it. Suck it. What's his name?
Psychopath.
Francis?
Yes.
Suck it, Pope Francis.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to probably burn in hell for that, but you know what? So is he, because that dude's evil. So anyways, we're going Kansas State, -17, Notre Dame, -7.5. Colorado, -3, hosting Nebraska. I'm on this Deion train. I know everybody's going to fucking take this game. It's probably a trap, to be fair.
Yeah.
But I'm going to stubbornly take it. Not a crazy wager. It is a 1-unit bet. And we're going to see if this Dion thing keeps rolling. They have more talented players. I mean, I know that you love Matt Rule, and I get it, and I do get it. Like, I do, because he is good. Like, he's a good college football coach.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't think Nebraska is where he wants it to be. I believe that this is a work in progress, but I do believe within 2 years, Nebraska will win the Big Ten West, maybe even next year.
I would just be concerned. Listen, I'm on Colorado too. I would be concerned that Nebraska just sits on the ball and just milks out clock. But go ahead.
They could, but yet again, you're going to have to score against Colorado to beat them. They want to play in a shootout. Nebraska's not capable of doing that. This quarterback's really bad, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, he's really fucking bad. He's a running back.
He's a running back.
He's a running back. And he's not even like, I know like people in the NFL are like, they troll like Lamar Jackson, like, oh, the Ravens have a running back court. Dude, Lamar Jackson threw for like 1 billion yards in college.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, next play is Oklahoma minus 16 hosting SMU.
The line opened up at 14.
We took Oklahoma minus 35 last week. They literally recovering at halftime. They won by 70. Oklahoma's back. I talked about this on the first show. I love what they've done. They're gross, man. Did you get to see them at all? Like any highlights of them?
No, but
Jesus Christ, were they impressive?
Yeah.
I mean, they were impressive. Like they looked like Oklahoma, man. They looked like Oklahoma. What Oklahoma should look like. When we were growing up, I remember like, you know, we didn't have the internet for any younger people. We had to actually watch Sports Center.
I literally just flagged you a second time. You just said we didn't have the internet. Literally, we've had the internet since we were 8 fucking years old, dude. I remember seeing Tiger Woods.
Okay, we didn't have
AOL.
smartphones. We didn't have smartphones. We couldn't just pull up scores. You had to watch ESPN. I believe that flag should be taken back, by the way. That should be rescinded.
I only got one left, so you better not keep saying retarded shit.
It's not retarded at all. Like, we didn't have the shit that other people had.
Our light literally just... You keep talking, because I got to fix this light that just fell off our makeshift pole.
Pick up the fucking flag while you're over there.
Keep talking.
But we didn't have like the access that you had. You had to watch the TV, and we used to see Oklahoma win by like 70, 80, 60 every fucking week. They were a powerhouse. We're back to that. Or I'm wrong. I don't fucking know. But I'm taking Oklahoma. My next play, Texas, Alabama over 54.
I took the flag back.
Because that was bullshit. You act like we had all this shit. We did not. We played one-player games.
We had AOL.
We couldn't even fucking play.
I was on those chat rooms chalking up age, sex, location.
That's a flag. That's a fucking flag.
With a dude who was probably not Amber, who was, 14 from Orange County.
So, yeah, look, dude. Well, I'm over the internet comment because we didn't have it. I played one-player games. We couldn't just load up and play some fucking Chinese kid in Seattle, Washington in Madden. You could not do that. If you wanted to play someone, they had to come to your house and play you.
The good old days.
Yes, the good old days where you developed character. You did. There's something about it when someone challenges you to Madden, you drive to their house.
I remember destroying you in Madden.
You did, yes.
And you would literally just be Michael Vick. That was your only chance in hell. Would just be Michael Vick. Which is
in that time period a great option.
Yeah, it was a cheat code.
It was a cheat code.
You had to cheat to try to win.
So Alabama, look, dude, Texas, Alabama. This is going to hit. If Alabama can score like their 31 that they get, and Texas can score at least 3 touchdowns, this should hit. Texas, I think, dogged it against Rice a little bit. I mean, when you have Bama a week 2, they've known it the whole off season. I don't really think they gave it their all. I watched the game. They really didn't give a fuck. I think you're going to see a better Texas performance this week. And if that's the case, this game will go over. So, final play. I'm taking the Auburn Tigers minus 6.5 at Cal. Peyton Thorne looks good. Love the coach. He should have never fucking left.
By the way, do you know
a Power 5 league because he's one of the top 20 coaches in college football. And I love the game. And I know we talk about the Pac-12. I still don't think Cal's that cool. It's a woke school. Auburn's hardcore. I think they're gonna have better athletes. And I don't know why I keep tapping my knee like this.
Yeah,
but
you're like in fucking American Bandstand right now.
Yeah, like I'm breaking. I'm like my code's breaking. You're like Mitch McConnell. You're just like bugging out. Like my code's breaking down.
By the way, Jarquez Hunter didn't play that first game last week because he was literally in a video gangbang at Auburn.
Excuse me? I did not know that. I didn't take their game last week, but what?
Yeah, so Jarquez Hunter and some other players apparently were filmed in a...
Oh, I did hear about this. I did hear about this.
A literal gangbang there on the plains.
And like Hugh Freeze can like have a no tolerance shit with that because he was literally giving players prostitutes at Mississippi.
But apparently he's practicing. It looks like he's going to play at Cal. Also, Cal's starting quarterback, who was the third string at TCU last year. Talk about dynamic running back playing quarterback. He actually was pretty incredible last week. He's hurt though. So I actually was on Cal when it opened, but now I actually like your Auburn pick.
Yeah, that's my pick 6, and we'll see what happens. I'm wearing the money chain since I had the better record than Goose, and each week whoever has this chain is the winner.
All right. Well, let's get some redemption here. Not that we did bad last week.
We actually didn't. We had a great week.
3-3 is we have higher standards than that.
As a show, yeah. Well, of course we do. Everyone does. I mean, our show can't exist if we go 3-3.
Well, it can exist if our lights and cameras.
If
fall
you're gonna
off
bet one thing that we ever give you,
and you talk about internet being invented.
If you're ever gonna bet anything we give you, bet the Boscock lock. We have a history of nailing these. I don't want to jinx it, but we even in the depths of despair last week, it still hit.
Follow me on Penn State picks. That's all I got to say about that. All right, pick 6 here. I'm all about Kansas over 30.5. Salbaps, this Illinois defense against Toledo last week didn't look so great. What do we know about Kansas? We know that they just fucking put up points. Rock, chalk, Jayhawk. Jalen Daniels is coming back
Lance
from injury.
Leipold, man.
It's at home there in Lawrence. I'm loving Kansas over 30.5. Pick number 2. I'm going back to Colorado, over 30.5. I think this line, once it gets past 3, is probably a little bit too much. Don't be shocked if Nebraska just sits on the ball. Having said that, Colorado may score every single time they touch the ball.
Why do you think I took them?
30.5 is not enough points. Third pick here, Utah, minus 7.5. Cam Rising is practicing. I'm counting on him playing.
Oh, man. He comes back.
Utah's
a different team.
Baylor just looked absolutely horrible though. Week 1, Blake Shapen starting quarterback. His MCL
fucking suck.
Sprained. He's out for 3 weeks. If Blake Shapen's your starting quarterback and he's hurt, who's your backup? How much does this guy fucking blow?
Yes.
So I'm all about Utah minus 7.5. Pick number 4. I am going back to Vegas. I'm going back to my roots.
Going back to Vegas.
Rebels.
Oh, by the way.
Rebels.
By the way, have you heard about this Burning Man shit that's going on in Vegas? Where these people are
it's not in Vegas. It's in Black Rock.
It's in Nevada. I'm sorry, not in Vegas. But Vegas did get bombed by some water though.
It's literally in Black Rock, Nevada, because it has like all these occult basically symbolism.
Have you seen what's going on there though?
Yeah, it's a fucking.
There's like an Ebola outbreak.
That was fake. That actually
was it fake?
True. Yeah, it was fake.
All right. Well, it looks a little bizarre.
It's fucking Burning Man. It is bizarre. That's the name of the game.
It is literally the same as like in the Bible, like where they're like worshiping the golden cow, like in the desert.
Yeah.
And, like just like fucking each other in the ass and throwing shit in the air.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah, that's Burning Man, basically.
Yeah.
Pick number 4 here. I'm all about UNLV plus 36.5. I love what they've done there with Barry Odom, offensive coordinator there. Marion, do you know this offensive coordinator for UNLV? He was the wide receivers coach at Pitt 2 years ago for Jordan Addison when Addison won the Biletnikoff. You know this dude was coaching Pennsylvania high school football like only 4 years ago?
I did not know that.
Yeah, he was at Sark last year coaching up Xavier Worthy and those Texas wide receivers. This guy's an absolute stud.
What high school was it?
It was somewhere in Western Pennsylvania, but it was literally like
Pittsburgh, yeah. Which is like our Western PA football in high school is comparable in the Northeast to like Texas.
Yeah, it was
Like it's no joke out
it was
there.
it was a school that had like one win, and they won like a state championship with him in 2 years.
High school football games in Pittsburgh get like 10,000 people at them.
They do. So I'm all about UNLV plus 36.5. I think UNLV probably keeps this within 4 touchdowns even. Don't be surprised. Doug Brumfield there at quarterback. Ricky White, another Sparty wide receiver.
Yep.
Dude's got juice. Dude's got juice.
Ricky White. I mean, he was good. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
Why are all these like if they had all these players,
They would actually be good.
they would I would like challenge you that they like could win the league.
They could beat Penn State and Detroit this year, but they won't now.
Oh my god!
Next pick.
That's gonna be cool, by the way. Sorry to keep interrupting you. That was a great idea.
No, it was a horrible idea. What are you talking about?
It's a great idea.
It was fucking retarded. You just gave up home field advantage against probably the second best team in your division.
It's a fun time.
College football is about playing games in home venues.
It's a fun time.
It's not fun
in Detroit
to go to
it will
fucking
help the
downtown
economy.
Detroit. You're going to get
help
killed.
The economy.
You're going to get mugged.
No one's going to die.
You're going to get raped.
No one's going to get raped. It's going to be a fun time. A lot of people I've talked to think it's a cool idea.
Michigan State literally has the second best student section in the Big Ten behind Penn State.
They get lit there.
They get lit. You just took away like the only hope and shot that you had of beating Penn State was
but
your
like,
home field
why
advantage.
though? It's still going to be filled with the same fans. It's not like people are going to Detroit
in an NFL stadium where it's not going to be nearly the same energy. Yeah.
I mean, it's indoors.
Smart.
It will be loud.
Smart Michigan State.
I think it's a great thing for the program. I'm excited about it.
I can't wait till I pick Penn State to cover in that game.
They will. I'll probably take them too.
Next play here.
It's fun. Have fun.
I'm all about Texas A&M at Miami. The overs, only 51.5. Bobby Petrino last week, fucking lit. Talk about, people with...
We talked about him last week,
Yeah,
dude.
coaches with hooker pass. This guy's back with a vengeance. Really bad head coach, really bad at recruiting, really good at coaching offensive football.
He is.
51.5 is not enough points in a game where Tyler Van Dyke... By the way, these studs from Miami on the offensive line, Miami can run the ball. They can run the ball. Tyler Van Dyke is revamped, new offense there. They can throw the ball again. This Miami squad got some juice. They got some juice.
I'm super excited for Miami, Florida State this year. It's going to have the most juice it's had in years.
Yeah. Isn't it funny how it seems like 2 out of the 3 schools in Florida, never can you have 3 of them be good.
No, one's horrible.
One always has to be horrible. And
Florida has the worst head coach in the country, possibly.
Yeah, and Florida is just absolutely in the swamp.
Florida has the worst head coach in the country. Their team is terrible. Why you would ever even attempt to go after Graham Mertz to start for you when your job's on the line? You deserve to get fired.
They're so bad. I just want to watch Swamp Kings and just reminisce about when Florida was, murderers and priests. And
I mean, that's their history, though. Like, a lot of people think Florida football has this, awesome history. Like, they really don't. Like, they had these spans of a couple years where they were, really good, and they kind of fucking sucked, the other time. I mean, really.
They were good for, literally the entire 1990s, but nevertheless, I'm all about
That's what I mean. It's a span of a couple years. I mean, when Urban Meyer went down there, they were not good. You know what I mean? They weren't. He revamps it. He leaves. They weren't great after that. I mean, it's like they flip-flop. It's like when Florida's fucking bad, Florida State's like a top 3 team in the country. And when Florida's a top 5 team in the country, Florida State's ranked 25th.
Yeah.
It's like they always fucking flip-flop. They can never be awesome at the same time, other than in the 90s, which most people watching this probably weren't even alive. So hopefully you were, because it was great games. Bobby fucking Bowden was the man. I mean... for FSU. I'm done. Go ahead.
Okay, thanks. So we're all about 51.5 in A&M and Miami. Next play here, I'm going to take Washington State plus 6.5. Home dog. The Wisconsin Badgers come to town. Cam Ward, dynamic at quarterback. One of my big plays was the Colorado State team over, which they did hit, but I thought Colorado State, I had a couple parlay tickets with money line them. Guess what? That didn't happen. Not even close. Cam Ward there, slicing, dicing, and I think Washington State may win this game outright. Still Wisconsin trying to amalgamate the new philosophy of Luke Fickell there with kind of their traditional, run offense. I don't know if it's going to be ready here in year one. So I'm all about Washington State at home plus 6.5. That is my pick 6. Salbaps, let's move on here to our boss cock lock.
Yeah, I mean, dude, this is what our show's about, is this play.
Yeah, basically.
This is, if
Bet the mortgage.
if you're ever going to watch this show and take anything, I'm telling you, we nail these. Like, there's no fucking way that this bet doesn't hit. There's no way.
I just noticed you're wearing flip-flops right now.
Yeah, they can't see that. Why would you tell them that? Fuck you.
You can't flag me for something that you're wearing.
First off, for anyone who's can't see, they're Polo Bear flip-flops, so they're probably more expensive than any pair of shoes you have.
They are. There's a bear.
They're literally $300 flip-flops. So I don't want to hear it about the flip-flops. It's 100 degrees outside. What would you want?
It's 100 degrees in this basement. What are you talking about?
Why would I wear shoes in this? Anyway,
actually, I'm not wearing shoes at all.
He doesn't even have shoes. He doesn't even have shoes on. He doesn't even have shoes on.
Hey, check it out. It's my Quentin Tarantino, Margot Robbie, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood moment. Although they can't see that because our fucking camera's so zoomed in. But
I'm waiting for the light to fall down again. Hopefully that gets edited out, but we can't. We don't know how to do that. So
there's the foot.
Get the feet down. What are we talking about?
Are you a feet guy, by the way?
No. Anyways, boss cock lock.
I could be for the right girl.
Look, dude, these are conversations that you got to have with other people. I have a girlfriend that I am in love with. I cannot discuss feet.
I don't have the opportunity to have these conversations with the ladies. So I have to have these conversations with you. If
I'm not a feet person. I'm not into it. I'm not like
I could be.
Rex Ryan's into that shit.
I could be. I'm not saying I am. I'm saying that I could be. If she was into it, I could get into it. Is what I'm saying.
Okay. I mean, there's a lot of feet guys out there. There's a lot of feet guys.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not that taboo. There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
A lot of feet guys.
Yeah, a lot of ass guys out there too.
There's a lot of everything guy. I mean, if you're not gay, you're into girls, then one of those things are going to be, a thing for you.
Are you an ass man or boob man, by the way, Salbaps?
I'm an everything man. It has to do with my girlfriend.
You are a Renaissance man.
We are going with the boss cock lock, which is USC Stanford over 68.5. Yes, this is high. Why is it high? Because it will hit.
That's not why, but I would say it's high because Stanford, for those of you who don't know, new coach Troy Taylor runs an incredibly up-tempo offense against Hawaii. I watched that entire game. They were snapping the ball quicker than Hawaii was, about every 13 seconds.
And USC's defense hasn't been like what we thought it's going to be. Like, they give up points. They give up some points, but they blow you out with their offense. They're an offensive team. Stanford is super fast. They're going to score.
The new clock rules for most of these teams only impact about 3 or 4 plays a game. The exception of that are teams like Notre Dame, teams like Navy, who are just running the shit out of the ball. That's where you really milk the clock. But this team like Stanford, there was literally Hawaii and Stanford each had possession of the ball. They both went 3 and out, including punts. A minute 12 went off the clock. So I think this USC Stanford over, absolutely the boss cock lock.
Yeah, I mean, there's no fucking way. And like I said, high totals, statistically speaking, historically speaking, just track record, high totals hit. They just do. Like, when you see, like, they just hit, dude. Like, that's why they're high. They're high because Vegas is telling you, look, this game is going to be a shootout. There's nothing we can do about it. So they hang a high total to kind of scare you away from it, and you just have to fucking take it. Yeah. This is the play. USC will score 48. Stanford's going to score 3 touchdowns. It is what it is.
It is what it is. All right, next one here, Salbaps, is the Mike Leach, 0 fucks given on passing the ball every down and voting for Donald Trump.
By the way,
over of the week.
Colorado over 30.5 points at home, hosting Nebraska. We're in Colorado 7 different ways in this show.
Yeah.
But speaking of Donald Trump, we did not mention this. He will be attending Iowa State.
No shit.
He's attending the game.
No shit.
What do you think about that? Why is he doing that?
Because he's clearly trying to win the presidency of the United States, I would gander.
Yeah, I mean, he he canceled his one rally in Iowa due to weather, they say. So I think he's going back there to kind of win the people back over there.
Is Iowa even in play though? Like I feel like that's a solid red state now.
It's a weird state. It's like it sometimes goes blue, but I believe in recent times it has been a red state.
Yeah, I feel like the farmers there have gone red because just the left, literally shutting down farms. Look what they've done in the Netherlands where they're literally taking down farms.
If you're a liberal farmer, then you're fucking weird because these people hate you and they want you to eat whatever food Bill Gates makes.
Bugs.
Yeah,
I mean, the bugs.
They already do that. Like people think that's a conspiracy theory. They actually sell chocolate covered like cockroaches at the fucking Seattle Mariners home games.
Robert Downey Jr. was on, Colbert, where he was literally advertising. It wasn't a joke, wasn't a skit, but he was talking about the basically grasshopper,
Grasshoppers. It wasn't
protein,
cockroaches, it was grasshoppers.
Which, by the way, the chitin shells on grasshoppers and bugs are really harmful for humans because we literally don't have the enzymes to break them down and digest them. So, little factoid there about...
Imagine being so woke that you eat bugs.
Imagine being so woke that you stop eating meat.
Yeah. I mean, the fuck, man.
The fuck. Salbaps. So
oh God,
we're all over. We're all over the Colorado team.
Here we go. Here we go.
Are you ready?
Here we go.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
I'm really ready for this.
Poontang parlay. All right, Salbaps, starting off here for this Poontang parlay. We're doing only $20 here, but straddle up. I'm gonna post this on Twitter. By the way, if you're not already following us on Twitter, @ButterandHose, @ButterandHose, just how it sounds.
And our picks are posted on there too.
If you don't know how to spell that, then I don't know how to help you. All right, play number one. Already talked about it. The Kansas team over 30.5. We were taking pick number two. I just talked about it. Colorado, team over 30.5. Utah, minus 7.5. UNLV, plus 36.5. Tulane, it is now plus 7.5 at home against Ole Miss. You better put that fucking flag down.
I'm just gearing up.
Better put that fucking flag
Doesn't
down.
mean I'm firing.
Texas State plus 13.5. Texas State coach actually was coached by Traylor there in high school, so that's kind of weird. Texas State looked really good last week. I think 13.5 is a little bit too much. UTSA's wide receiver also still a little banged up. East Carolina got anally raped by Michigan last week, but they are at home. They are a home dog. Plus 2.5. I still like this squad. I don't know why I'm picking them, but I am. Marshall's coming to town. Marshall can't throw the ball.
Oh my God.
So we're going to go with East Carolina. East Carolina plus 2.5. I'm going to take Pittsburgh money line.
Yes.
Cincinnati blows.
And that's 2 wins for Pittsburgh on our future bet.
Cincinnati blows. Pat Narduzzi will probably find a way to blow this game and kill my
He'll
parlay.
probably win by 2 points and not cover.
We're gonna money line Pitt. The line is -7, but we don't.
You're
have the
not
balls.
going to cover. They're going to win by 2.
We're going to take Texas plus 7 at Alabama. I think this line's a little bit too big. Sark wants this game really bad. I do think that they held back a little bit last week.
They did.
Rice.
They fucking totally did, man. You could tell.
Next one here. You're probably going to throw the flag for this one. I'm taking Texas Tech at home plus 6.5 in Lubbock against
I'm not going to throw
Oregon.
the flag. Dude, that's a good game. It's a good game. You got a home team. They're coming off a loss and the win they should have had. People are high on Texas Tech. It's going to be lit there, dude. It's going to be a good game. I can't wait to watch that game, actually.
Texas Tech was up 17-0
on
Wyoming and blew it. That offensive line for Wyoming, which, by the way, they were on like their 6th-string running back. Another running back for them got hurt. It doesn't matter. 0 fucks given, Craig Bowles says, because I'm just going to run the ball down your throat, and you can't do anything about it. Next play here, we're going to take UConn on the road at Georgia State. They're plus 2.5.
I like it.
Georgia State does have
Remember
some
how much
pieces.
shit we talked on UConn last year? And now we're like fucking taking them.
Yeah. Rice is plus 9.5 at home against Houston. I actually like this Rice squad to cover. Luke McCaffrey, wide receiver. They didn't look horrible against Texas last week. JT Daniels there at quarterback. Not impressed with Houston. I don't like Donovan Smith at all at quarterback. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. That's too many points. Washington State plus 6.5. Already talked about that. UCLA with new 5-star quarterback Dante Moore is going down to San Diego. They are going to the whale's vagina, and they are bringing their lube, Salbaps, because the line has gone up to 14.5. I'm still taking it. I'm still taking 14.5. Carson Steele, the 2023 version of Mike Allstott. He is the white mound round rebound, that running back who just plows people over.
You gotta love that shit. You gotta love that.
Like UCLA, my buddy in LA, who is a UCLA homer, is big on the squad, so I am too. Already talked about the over in USC and Stanford. By the way, I'm on FanDuel right now. They actually have 69.5. I did see a 68.5, so I think we can still use that, but FYI.
Dude, it's just to scare you off. It's going to hit.
James Madison is on the road at Virginia. Virginia is the only team that could have a legitimate claim to being worse than Northwestern.
Dude, Virginia is
horrible.
Horrible. All right, I'll say this before. Let me say this first. They are honoring the kids who were killed in this game at home. That usually is kind of a nightmare for fading, because I remember when Utah did this and they beat USC. The history of
teams... Are they putting the dead kids on the side of the helmets?
I don't think Virginia's that swag.
Okay, well then I'm not...
If you're putting the dead kids on your helmet, then I remember I was with J-Ball and Zapola at Morgantown, and we saw them run out with like Fairgrounds Mall graffiti picture of the two players that died, and we sprinted to the kiosk to bet Utah money line. And they beat USC. Like, if you're doing that, you got to be taken.
You're a baller.
I don't think Virginia's doing that. If you see that they do,
if you see dead kids on the side of helmets,
run to the kiosk or do whatever the fuck you need to do and bet Virginia.
Absolutely, a great analysis, Salbaps. Thank you for that. I'm last play here on this 17-leg parlay. I'm going to moneyline Florida Atlantic. This one does scare me a little bit because Rourke looks like is coming back at quarterback. Ohio fucked me week 0. But I love this Florida Atlantic squad. Tom Herman is the truth. Casey Thompson there at quarterback looked really good. I think Tom Herman is actually going to revitalize his career and show that what happened there at Texas was really just an aberration.
It's possible. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Salbaps, any last final words here for our viewers? By the way, do you think we actually did this right? Do you think this will actually come out on video, that I don't fuck this up to make us look like Japanese anime guys where it's in 60 frames per second and we cannot match up the audio?
Look, dude.
Our light already fell down, so...
I mean, that's kind of fucking funny, though. At least we're, real and don't, hide it, that everything here is just, complete bootleg shit.
I hope the American flags show up nice on camera.
Yes, freedom for sure. Dude, we're gonna find out, man. I mean, hopefully it does work. If not, we've got our audio. Last week was audio. We got we got a decent amount of views on it.
I want the people to see your Ray-Ban glasses.
I want the people to see your fucking feet that you held up in the air. Again, he does.
Boom. That's the money shot. I just got us 30 new subscribers on Rumble for that.
You know what? There's some freaky people out there
you think
that might be into your feet.
You think there's more?
You may have to do it every week.
I totally would. Do you think there's more foot lovers on the left or the right?
I'm going to say the right.
I'm going to say the right too, dude.
I'm going to say the right.
I'm going to say the right. Like that Rex Ryan type, you know what I mean?
I've seen a lot of accounts that I follow on the right that are into feet.
Yeah, into the
really into feet, and I don't see it on the left.
Yeah, they're just too busy.
They're into cutting off their dicks.
Yeah,
and shit. These people just like themselves some nice feet.
Yeah, dude, that's the American way: freedom and feet. You know, the 2 F's.
All right, look, gonna be some good games here. Watch Texas, Alabama. Watch fucking Texas A&M and Miami. Watch Oregon, Texas Tech. Watch these games and take this boss cock lock, or take anything, or fucking fade us. If you watch this and think we're trash, then fade us. Go ahead. But we are a winning show at the moment.
Leave a 5-star review for the Apple Podcast, Spotify, wherever you are on the podcast. Also, subscribe to us on Rumble. And also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Butter and Hose, at Butter and Hose. Salbaps. It's going to be a good week of some good games.
There's some good games here. Yeah,
I'm
there's
excited.
Some good games.
Everybody, say your prayers, take your vitamins, grow your own food, and make that bread and butter them hoes.